Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickerson from Dubbo Regional Council.
Could you tell me a little bit about an update on how the road repairs are going, any of the major ones that are still closed and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's great to see some money coming through from the state government. We got $955,000 before Christmas, and there's more money on offer at the moment. We haven't got the final announcement of that through, but it will probably be in the vicinity of $5.1 million, so that's good. But most importantly, we've had some warmer weather, and that means that the saturated landscape that we've been trying to deal with over the last 6 months or so has started to dry out, so we can actually start to get some work done, which is obviously a big move. We've got a few roads, though, that are still closed and a few that we need to do some major repairs on, and some that are open, but some particular parts of those are hard to cross. So you've still got some problems along Saxa Road. Gollan Road's been impacted by a whole range of weather and flooding events, and so there's some substantial damage along there, and there's signage on there to advise drivers of traffic hazards. And then Goulmer Road was closed for a short period following some of the weather back in October, but that's got all traffic open along there now. So some of those three are some major impacted roads, but even just other roads, various roads around the LGA have still got small amounts of damage, and people still need to drive to the conditions and just be aware of some of those various conditions there. But we are slowly getting through some of those major issues. There's still major work that needs to be done on the roads, but some of those potholes and some of those issues that people are seeing on a daily basis, hopefully they're starting to see fewer and fewer of those issues now.
Yeah, gotcha. And so I guess what's the biggest hold up or challenge to getting some of these works completed?
There's a few challenges that we've got there. One, of course, is the money. We need to make sure we've got enough money. We estimated our infrastructure backlog for roads before all the rains happened at the end of 2022 through the last 6 months or so there. We estimated we had a $40 million road backlog. So that was work that needed to be done, and $40 million we needed to spend there. Then all the rains came and the further damage was done to roads, so we haven't calculated it again now, but obviously it would be more than $40 million. Keep in mind that our budget for roads this financial year is about $28 million, so even just that work alone is not going to fill that backlog of work that needs to be done. Then you've got some extra money that came through from the state government, but again, not quite enough. We need more. And of course, you've then got to have the materials, the availability of materials, and the manpower. With all the extra work that's being done in our local government area, plus all the work that's being done across all the council areas across the state, and it goes further in the state, you go up and down the entire eastern seaboard, you find that you've got damage that's occurred to roads. So making sure we've got enough staff, making sure we've got enough materials and enough money are the three big challenges for all of our road works.
Well, you've covered everything that I need on that topic. So obviously things are looking pretty good on the tourism front in Dubbo. Tourism
is starting to adjust to the new normal in our post-pandemic world. We've got visitation to the Western Plains Cultural Centre up by 55%. The Old Dubbo Jar was up by 7%. Visitors to the Dubbo Visitor Information Centre up by 74%. And they're all comparing December 22 to December 21 figures. December 21, obviously we didn't have restrictions in place then, so you're getting a fair and reasonable comparison there. Overall accommodation in the region has risen, and that's risen even again from November through to December, so that's fantastic. Obviously the figures are much higher than we're seeing during the pandemic, but they're still higher than figures that we saw pre-pandemic back around 2019 and 2020, so they're all good. Taronga Western Plains Zoo is basically static. It dropped by 6% comparing December 22 to December 21, but a drop by 6% is more or less staying fairly stable. The Royal Flying Doctor Service had a very marginal drop again of 12%. So again, visitation to both those facilities is probably staying fairly stable, which is great. And we're getting back to figures that we might start to see as the normal again. 4-year averages are looking pretty good in terms of the figures there. They're showing a steady increase. And Wellington and Dubbo really, the long and the short of it is that they are popular places for people to visit over the Christmas period, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, that covers everything I need. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickerson from Dubbo Regional Council.